Hey guys, John here from Big Dreams Travel, and in this video we're going to give you 5 highlights here from Royal Caribbean's Adventure of the Seas, or any Royal Caribbean Voyager class ship. So stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. Stick around for 5 highlights from Adventure of the Seas. Well, I'm here at the entrance to the Royal Promenade, and that is going to be one of our great highlights from on board a Voyager class ship. It's the first class of ship in Royal Caribbean's fleet to have the Royal Promenade. So let's take a walk down through here. As we enter the Royal Promenade, you see the beautiful artwork here and the stairs down to deck 4. You do have the wine bar here on the left-hand side. And this little atrium area is a great spot for pictures in the evenings. Head through the promenade. As you come down through here, there are about 4 different store options that do various things, from your Royal Caribbean gear to jewelry. There is the duty-free liquor store and a boutique. Izumi, the upcharge sushi restaurant, is also here on the Royal Promenade, along with the Duck and Dog pub. Across from the pub is the perfume and cologne store. And also right next to that is the freestyle machines to fill up with your soda package. And then on my right is the Cafe Promenade, serving Starbucks. And the Cafe Promenade has that iconic car that sits on all Royal Caribbean promenades. And that cafe is open almost 24 hours, serving light meals. And that is where you get pizza on this ship, since there is no Sorrentos on the Royal Promenade on Voyager class ships. Alright, well, I'm up here on the pool deck for our next highlight from Adventure of the Seas, and that is the pool and splash pad area up on the Lido deck. I'm going to flip the camera around. We'll give you a lay of the land here on Adventure. So here on the pool deck, as you can see, we've got 2 pools, one on the far side, and we'll go over there to that side in just a minute. Both are pretty good sized pools compared to other cruise lines. I think Royal does a great job of making their pools on board a little larger. And so 2 pools, and there are a total of 4 hot tubs. There's 2 smaller hot tubs here, and on the other side we'll go over there are 2 larger hot tubs. And then here on my left is the splash pad option, which we will walk around and look at that as well. So here's the second pool. This one's actually a little larger than the one we started on the other side. And you can see these 2 massive hot tubs here that'll easily seat probably 12 people very comfortably. So just kind of the next part here of this great pool deck. I will say the stage that they do all the shows on is over on this side. It is a little hard. There's not a lot of chairs to get to have a great view of the stage area. And then I will also say, because of these covers over the hot tub and the splash pad, there's not a lot of chairs out here that can actually see the movie screen. You have to come up to the upper decks to see the movie screen. So that is maybe my only drawback of this pool deck, is down on the lower deck, deck 11, there's not a lot of great spots to where you can actually see the screen if you're wanting to swim and watch the movie, and you can't see that screen very well from in either of the pools. And then here, the last part of the pool deck is the splash pad area. This is where, again, babies and toddlers that are in diapers can use this area. They cannot use the pool area, even if they're in swim diapers. But you've got that purple slide for the older kids, and then there's a yellow slide over there on the right hand side, and all the splash pad feature, so it's great that they've come in and retrofitted this older ship with one of these kids' play areas. And as we are talking about the pool deck, it's not out on the actual pool area, but it is on the same deck of the ship. And so I will mention this is the solarium pool here in the adults only section. Another pretty good sized pool. Again, Royal does a great job on that, and there are two of those large hot tubs in here, one on the far side and then one over here to the left. The loungers are padded in here, which is awesome. But again, a great solarium area here on these Voyager class ships. This one is on Adventure of the Seas, so there may be a few minor differences on the other Voyager ships, but again, just caps off a great pool deck here on this vessel. So for our next highlight, I am here in the Windjammer Marketplace, a traditional buffet restaurant on Royal Caribbean, and it's no different here on these Voyager class ships, but we love the Windjammer, especially on this sailing I'm on. The food has been excellent up here. The desserts have been good. The breakfast is always good, and so we are big fans of the Windjammer. The one thing to be aware of is the Windjammer, kind of like the pool area, gets really crowded at certain times, and so it is best to use this area early or at off times. It gets really crowded between about 12:30 and 1:30 for lunch. Not crowded really at all for dinner if you're wanting to not do the main dining room for one night. But definitely enjoy yourself the Windjammer. Just be aware it will be crowded. But again, it's going to be, you're going to find a spot and you're going to love it. But just make sure you are here at off times if at all possible, and you'll have a great time in the Windjammer. You are going to find the Coca-Cola Freestyle stations here in the Windjammer on these ships, and I'll show you a little bit of the food. Highlight of the Adventure of the Seas ship or the Voyager class ships, I came up to deck 13, and you can see the basketball court behind me. So we are on this awesome sports deck. Here on the sports deck, you of course have the mini golf course, adventure dunes on this ship, but all of these Voyager class ships are going to have something like it, and it actually goes here on deck 13, and then it does go down to deck 12 for the last couple of holes. Of course, the sports court, where you're going to see pickleball, basketball, volleyball, soccer, all sorts of activities throughout the day out here. They even bring the kids in the kids club up here one night during the cruise to have a sports night. And then up above is Royal Caribbean's signature rock climbing wall. So much fun just in that area. But let's go on back to the back of the ship here on deck 13 for a little more sports court fun. So also here on this deck, while I don't know that it's technically part of the sports deck, but we're including it in this highlight, is, again, another signature of Royal Caribbean right behind me. Of course, the Flow Rider is the surf stimulator here on board, and I'll try to stick some footage in here of this in action, but this has become another signature on Royal Caribbean ships. And then I'll also mention up here is the Perfect Storm, which is the water slide, the larger water slide area here on board Adventure of the Seas. and it ends right here on deck 13. One final thing about this deck up here on the aft part of Adventure of the Seas and these Voyager class ships is it provides a great spot just to get some views from the surrounding area. You can see around me, we have just pulled into port here in Tortola, a beautiful port in the Caribbean, and there are some loungers here behind me just a little ways back, along with the finish of the mini golf course, and this is an awesome deck to get some views when you pull into a beautiful port or just on a sea day. And one final area I wanted to show you as we come down from above, this is on deck 12, but it is a part of that sports and activities area, are those final 3 holes of the mini golf course. But then right next to those is the ping pong or table tennis area. So that is right here under some cover on deck 12. And that will do it for this highlight, which deals with the great sports and activities area up here on the aft side of Adventure of the Seas. Let's go on to the next one. So I have saved a truly great highlight of this Voyager class ship for the last one. So I'm walking forward on deck 5 because here on this class of ship you can actually get out onto the helipad, which is the very front of the vessel, and it's a great vantage point. So I am going to, you have to get on deck 4 to come up here, and then to deck 5. It's going to get pretty windy, so I'll probably just put some music here. But I'm going to flip the camera around, and as we come around the corner, we'll come to the helipad. This is actually about the least amount of wind that I've ever had up here, so I think you can probably hear me. There's still a little bit of wind, but you can actually come all the way to the very front of the vessel. So I saved that highlight there for you for last because this is one of my favorite spots on a Voyager class ship, and there's some other ship classes in Royal Caribbean you can get up here as well. But just a fantastic way to have a few minutes of a really cool experience, certainly if this is your first Royal Caribbean cruise. Well, as I sit here on the helipad, I figured this was a great place to close this video out. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed these five highlights from the Voyager class ships, in this case Adventure of the Seas, but all of those Voyager class ships are very similar. And we hope that this video will help you have a great time knowing some of the highlights of these ships. And of course, if you want to book a trip, contact us at Big Dreams Travel USA. You can visit us online to find all of our information, www.bigdreamstravelusa.com. We would love to help you and your family plan an awesome dream vacation. Also, if you would, make sure you subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell down below, and we hope you have an awesome time planning those future dream vacations.